Ultimately, I want to become the best version of myself, and it's about, chasing that player that you want to be every single day.
I don't see why you don't take this guy here.
Yeah, he's a unicorn. He is an incredible athlete.
The New York Yankees select
Spencer Jones. My goodness, best of the
best. Yankees fans are the most passionate fans in any sport. I feel like they demand excellence out of their players every single day, and I think that's the way that fans, should be behaving for a team that has championship aspirations. So I'm excited to see, what it'll be like to be, playing in the Bronx and being surrounded by, people that, want the best for you, but are also going to be honest about your performance. And, ultimately, I'll be pulling in the same direction as you, and that's wanting to win a championship. Because, that championship's going to mean so much more when there's so many people are behind you.
A 22-year-old former first-round pick of the Yankees takes in after having a dreamlike spring.
Growing up, I was always the tall kid who threw hard. I pitched a lot in Little League, and then as I started getting a little bit older, I started throwing harder. Yeah, my senior year, I was pitching against Rancho Bernardo High School. Threw a curveball, and it broke a bone in my elbow. I had to go in there and get surgery done. They put a couple pins in my elbow that are still there. After that rehab, I decided I wanted to go to Vanderbilt, opposed to going to professional baseball out of the draft. And my freshman fall, couldn't really throw too much. And then COVID happened over the season, rehabbed my arm back to where it was before. And then that summer, I was playing summer ball in 2020, threw another curveball and tore my UCL. After that meeting with the doctor, I remember calling my college coaches, telling them what happened, kind of told them that I wanted to focus on hitting more so, wanted to play the outfield, just wanted to play every day. And that was the end of my pitching career. I didn't really know what I was as a player. I didn't know if I was a position player or if I was a hitter. Obviously, there's two-way players now, which is incredible, but at the time it just didn't feel realistic for me. I feel like I couldn't translate, my mindset as a pitcher as I could as a hitter. And focusing on hitting just allowed me to simplify my life a lot, create a good routine, and I think that's what I needed at that age. Yeah, my experience at Vanderbilt was incredible. I was surrounded by a lot of incredible players, amazing coaches, one of the best academic institutions, in the nation. And it was a challenge for sure. It was culture shock for me going in there. Anybody who is, the best kid in their region, moving to a new place, surrounded by new people, in a new part of the country, there's going to be a little bit of transition to come with it. And I think it definitely took me some time to figure out who I was as a person before I could figure out who I was as a player. And I think that those years at school really helped me grow, learned how to become independent, learned how to become, a good man as long as, a good teammate, all those things. And I think the way that Corbin runs that program, helps players grow, not only on the field, but in the classroom, as a human being, all those things. And very grateful for the time I spent there, and I owe a lot to that university. Yeah, draft day was incredible. I was back home in San Diego with my family. It was pretty much an open invite. If you wanted to come and spend the day at our house, you were more than welcome to. And that made it really special for me to see all these people from different parts of my life. I got a nice text from Damon Oppenheimer after the Red Sox picked at 24 saying, "Enjoy this next one."
New York Yankees select Spencer Jones, an outfielder from Vanderbilt University.
I think it was just, I don't even know how to describe it. Being there with everybody, as far as, brothers, mom and dad, grandparents, it just felt like, a lot of the sacrifices that everybody had made at prior to then, it felt like it was validated, felt like it was worth it. And, all the weekends my dad spent out there with me on the field, growing up, we had a batting cage in the backyard. My dad worked from home before that was cool, and I would come home from school every day and beg for him to get off the computer and go feed me baseballs in the cage, you know what I mean? And I think it was, all that quality time that, I spent with him, spent with my other brothers in that batting cage is what made me the player I am now, and definitely cultivated that love for the game, and being able to share it with everybody is really, really special to me.
All right, we're done.
when I got invited to big league camp, it was pretty cool. I was surrounded by a lot of my friends in Nashville. A handful of guys were in big league camp, a handful of them are big leaguers, and so I think it was like that first week I asked everybody questions about, what do guys expect out of first-year players? What do I need to do? Those kinds of things. And then when I got down to Tampa, I kind of just took it as, like I did growing up, just to listen and learn as much as possible. Just get what I got out of being a younger brother and do that again. And so I was very fortunate. A lot of guys came up to me and, wanted to talk. They were open for me asking questions, and it was a lot of, them just letting me play, and they just wanted to see how I did it. And my goal was just to watch everybody, watch their routines, watch how they, got after their business every single day, what they did recovery-wise, and felt like I learned a lot. It was an incredible experience, and I think I'm looking forward to, being around those guys again at some point.
Your first at bat in Lakeland, when you hit the ball 470, was that your first at bat of the spring?
Yeah, it was my first swing. That's the furthest ball I've ever hit in a game, was that first game in Lakeland. Yeah. I'll be honest, it was crazy because I was going through some swing changes this offseason, and that was I was doing live at-bats on the backfields and everything, but it's obviously different when you get into a game. And so it was almost like it was like instant gratification in a sense, where it was like, I worked on these things this offseason, and the first swing I took in a game, ball went 470 feet, which is great, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, maybe we can, keep the momentum we had from the offseason.
A guy who could make some things happen, Jack, and that's Spencer Jones.
Yeah, 6'6", 235. Obviously, he's been called the left-handed hitting Aaron Judge.
Put that ball in play. You gotta watch that. That'll be a souvenir. Spencer Jones, my goodness, best of the best out to right center.
The spring breakout game was, it was a really cool event for a lot of players. I think it gave an opportunity to show, how the Yankees do it developing. It gets to, show off to a lot of fans around the country, what kind of, baseball that we're teaching and how we play. And I think it's an incredible event, and I think they should continue to have spring breakout games, every spring. It's just the guys that you're working with every single day on those minor league backfields, and you get an opportunity to, show the country what you guys got, and go out there on a major league field with fans and go out and play your brand of baseball. Backfield baseball on a major league field for minor leaguers, which was special. Well, like with the minor leagues, obviously, yeah, it is a grind. Like you're playing a lot of games, you're out here every single day, and that first season was tough just to get used to the routine. And my goal for the rest of my career is just going to be, being committed to a routine, to a process every single day. Started working with a mental performance guy who's helped me, organize my life on and off the field to make sure that, I'm present in the moments during the day, during the games. Because ultimately, my goal is to make baseball a lifestyle, being able to play games every single day. And it's just about organizing yourself and organizing, your routines and what you do to make sure that you're the best player on the field any given day. So obviously, it's tough, and you play a lot of baseball, and you'll have good weeks, you'll have bad weeks, and it's just about, keeping your head up and moving forward. Because, ultimately it's just about playing games, and there's no other way you can learn or gain experience other than playing. And obviously for some guys it comes quicker than others. And, in some teams they might move faster than others, but ultimately there's only so much you can control, and a lot of that is, takes place on the baseball field every day.